Welcome back, everybody, to another deep dive. We've got some awesome source material today, all about how AI is changing the creator economy,
Hmm.
and not just in the way you might think.
Right.
We're not talking about robots taking over creative jobs or anything like that.
Yeah, it's not about replacement. It's about
Exactly.
amplification.
It's about amplification.
Yeah, and the creator economy is already huge.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, think about it, over $100 billion.
It's massive. And so
And AI is just going to, like, kick that into overdrive.
it's going to explode. And the best part is this isn't some far off future scenario.
Right.
We're diving into AI tools that you can use like right now
Absolutely.
to make more content, better content, faster content in ways that you might not expect.
Yeah, the sheer volume of content being created is just exploding thanks to AI.
It's crazy.
Think about it, like a creator can now write, design, edit, or even compose music at speeds that were just unthinkable a few years ago.
Yeah,
And that's changing the game for everybody.
absolutely. So let's get down to brass tacks here.
Okay. Let's say you're a writer and you're hitting a wall
Okay.
with constantly churning out blog posts, or you're struggling to structure your novel.
Yeah.
What's out there that can help?
Well, you've probably heard of ChatGPT,
Oh, of course.
but it's more than just a chatbot.
Okay.
For writers, mastering prompt engineering is key.
Prompt engineering.
Yes. So instead of just asking it generic questions,
Right.
you can give ChatGPT incredibly specific instructions to generate like blog post outlines, character backstories, even different writing styles to experiment with.
That's way more advanced than I thought. I
Yes,
was
it-
picturing asking it to write a funny poem about cats.
Right.
But this is like having a personalized writing coach who never sleeps.
Exactly. But it's really important to remember that ChatGPT is a tool,
Yeah.
not a replacement for your own creativity. You still need to refine the output.
Of course.
Make it your own.
Yeah.
Ensure it's high quality. Don't fall into that trap of thinking it's a magic button
Yeah.
for instant success.
So quality over quantity, even with AI. Absolutely.
That makes sense. What about creators who are working in visual mediums?
Yeah.
Are there AI tools out there that can help them?
Absolutely. Tools like DLE and Midjourney have exploded in popularity.
I've heard of those.
They're AI-powered art generators that can create everything from photorealistic images to abstract art based on the text prompts you give them.
So I could say like a robot riding a bicycle on Mars,
Exactly. And it would create that image for you.
and it would create that for me.
Yeah.
That's amazing. I can see how that would be a game changer for designers, illustrators, even people creating social media graphics.
Absolutely.
But is it really that easy? Do you need to be some kind of tech whiz to use these tools?
Not at all. Most of these platforms are designed with user-friendliness in mind.
Okay.
You don't need coding skills or anything like that.
Right.
Just a bit of creativity and a willingness to experiment. Plus, there are tons of online tutorials and communities where you can learn tips and tricks for getting the most out of these AI art generators.
So it's like learning any new creative skill. The more you practice and play around with it, the better you'll get.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget about video creators. What can AI do for them?
Video editing has always been a really time-consuming process.
Tell me about it.
But AI is simplifying it dramatically. Tools like Runway ML can help you edit videos much faster,
Okay.
automate tasks like creating subtitles, and even generate special effects.
I've heard about AI that can make deepfakes. Are those the kind of special effects you're talking about?
Well, deepfakes definitely raise some ethical concerns.
Right.
But the kind of special effects we're talking about here are more along the lines of things like color grading,
Okay.
adding transitions, or even creating animations to enhance your videos.
Right. So it's not about replacing reality, but enhancing it in a way that supports your creative vision.
Exactly.
That's a relief. But let's not forget about marketing. Can AI help creators reach a wider audience?
Absolutely. AI can help you analyze data to figure out who your ideal audience is,
Okay.
what kind of content they engage with, and where they hang out. Online tools like Zapier can even automate your marketing efforts, so you're not constantly glued to your computer.
So it's like having a super smart marketing assistant
Yeah.
working behind the scenes 24/7
Exactly.
to promote your work. That sounds like a dream come true.
It's pretty amazing.
But let's be real, all these AI tools sound amazing, but there must be some downsides, right?
Of course.
It can't be all sunshine and rainbows.
You're right. There are some potential pitfalls to be aware of.
Okay.
One of the biggest is the issue of cost.
Okay, that makes sense.
Some of the more advanced AI tools come with hefty subscription fees,
Right.
which can be a barrier for creators who are just starting out or working with a limited budget.
Yeah, it's like any investment you need to weigh the costs and benefits carefully.
Absolutely.
But beyond the financial aspect, are there any other challenges to consider? Like, could relying too heavily on AI stifle your creativity in the long run?
That's a great question, and it's something that creators need to be mindful of. While AI can help you generate ideas and streamline your workflow,
Yeah.
it's important to make sure that you're not becoming overly reliant on it.
Okay.
You don't want to lose your own unique voice and style in the process.
So it's all about striking that balance
Exactly.
between leveraging the power of AI
Right.
and maintaining your own creative autonomy.
Absolutely.
But let's flip the script for a second. We've talked about the potential downsides, but what are some unexpected ways creators are using AI to make money that we might not have considered?
One really interesting trend is the rise of prompt marketplaces.
Prompt marketplaces.
Yeah, so people who are skilled at crafting effective prompts
Okay.
for AI tools like ChatGPT and Midjourney
Right.
are actually selling those prompts to other creators.
Wait, you can make money by selling prompts.
Yeah.
That's wild. So it's like if you have a knack for figuring out the exact wording that will make an AI generate the most creative or useful output,
Mm-hmm.
you can turn that skill into a business.
Exactly. It's a niche market. But it's definitely gaining traction. People are realizing that a well-crafted prompt can be worth its weight in gold when it comes to unlocking the full potential of AI tools.
That's fascinating. See, this is why I love these deep dives. There's always something new to learn. But let's get back to the bigger picture.
Okay.
We've talked about how creators are using AI to make more content
Right.
and even make money from it. But how is this changing the relationship between creators and their audiences?
That's a key question.
Yeah.
One of the most exciting aspects of AI in the creator economy is the potential for even greater personalization.
Okay, tell me more about that.
Well, imagine being able to create content that's tailored to each individual viewer's preferences and interests.
Wow, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
Like instead of creating one-size-fits-all content,
Mm-hmm.
you could use AI to create a unique experience for each person who interacts with your work.
Exactly. AI can analyze data
Mhm.
about your audience's demographics,
Wow.
their online behavior, even their emotional responses to your content, and then use that information to create customized versions of your work.
So it's like taking that concept of niche down to a whole new level.
Mm.
You're not just targeting a specific audience.
Right.
They're essentially creating a unique piece of content for each individual within that audience.
Exactly.
That's mind-blowing, but wouldn't that be incredibly time-consuming?
That's where the power of AI comes in.
Right.
It can automate much of that process, allowing creators to personalize content at scale without having to manually create each individual piece.
So it's like having an army of AI assistants
Yeah.
working behind the scenes to tailor your content to each individual viewer.
Exactly.
That's incredible. But I have to ask, wouldn't that get a little creepy for the audience? Like knowing that AI is tracking their every move and tailoring content to their specific preferences?
It's a valid concern, and it's something that creators need to be transparent about.
Okay.
Audiences need to be aware of how their data is being used and have the option to opt out of personalization if they choose.
That makes sense. It's all about respecting your audience's privacy
Absolutely.
and giving them control over their own experience.
Mm-hmm.
But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about something a little more concrete. We've heard about this YouTube channel that went from 1,000 subscribers to over 50,000 in a year, thanks in part to using AI.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Can you tell us more about that?
Absolutely. So this creator was passionate about history and science,
Okay.
but they were struggling to create high-quality videos consistently.
Yeah.
They were spending hours on editing, and the visuals were pretty basic.
Right.
Then they started using AI tools for things like video editing, creating animations, and even generating voiceovers.
Wait, AI can generate voiceovers?
You bet.
So you're telling me I could have an AI version of myself narrating my videos?
That's right.
That's both awesome and a little bit terrifying.
It is pretty wild.
But seriously, how did using AI impact this creator's channel?
It freed up so much of their time and energy that they could focus on what they loved most.
Right.
Researching and writing compelling scripts. Their videos became more engaging, visually appealing, and they were able to upload new content much more frequently.
And that consistency and quality is what helped them grow their audience so quickly.
Exactly.
That's a pretty compelling argument for using AI.
It is.
But was AI the only factor in their success?
Well, they also focused on building a strong community around their channel. They
Okay.
interacted with their viewers in the comments, responded to feedback, and even collaborated with other creators.
So it wasn't just about the tech, it was about the human connection as well.
Absolutely.
That's a good reminder that AI is a tool to enhance your creativity, not replace it entirely. But let's dive deeper into the specific ways creators are making money with AI.
No.
We've talked about selling prompts
Hmm.
and offering personalized content. What are some other innovative strategies?
One interesting trend is the emergence of AI-powered marketplaces, where creators can sell their AI-generated creations directly to consumers.
So instead of relying on traditional platforms like Etsy or Amazon,
Right.
creators can now sell their AI-generated works directly to their fans.
Exactly. It cuts out the middleman and gives creators more control over their earnings.
That's amazing. What about licensing? Can creators license their AI-generated works to businesses?
Absolutely. Businesses are always looking for high-quality visuals, music, and even written content. AI can help creators produce this content at a much faster pace and at a lower cost,
Right.
which makes it very attractive to businesses.
So it's like AI is opening up a whole new revenue stream for creators by
Mhm.
making it easier and more affordable for businesses to license their work.
Absolutely.
That's exciting. But let's talk about the elephant in the room for a second.
Okay.
There's been a lot of debate lately about the potential for AI to replace human jobs,
Yeah.
especially in creative fields. What are your thoughts on that?
I think it's important to remember that AI is a tool, not a replacement for human creativity. AI can help us create things faster, more efficiently, and in some cases even better than we could on our own.
Right.
But it can't replicate the human spark, the emotional depth, the unique perspective that makes creative work truly special.
So it's not about man versus machine.
Right.
It's about man with machine.
Exactly. AI can free us from tedious tasks,
Yeah,
help us overcome creative blocks, and even inspire us to think in new ways.
that's a good point.
But it's up to us, the human creators, to guide the process,
Right.
to infuse our work with meaning,
Yeah.
and to connect with our audience on an emotional level.
It's like AI can give us the tools, but it's up to us to use them wisely
Absolutely.
and to create something truly meaningful.
And as AI continues to evolve, I think we're going to see even more amazing collaborations between humans and machines.
Yeah, like we're just at the beginning of this journey,
We are.
and I'm excited to see where it takes us.
Me too.
But for our listeners who are just starting to explore the world of AI, what's one piece of advice you would give them?
Don't be afraid to experiment.
That's good advice.
There are so many amazing AI tools out there, many of them free or very affordable. Pick a tool that interests you, play around with it, see what you can create. You might be surprised at what you can achieve.
That's great advice. It's like don't overthink it.
Right.
Just dive in and start creating. And who knows, maybe you'll discover a hidden talent or a new passion that you never knew you had.
Exactly. The beauty of AI is that it can empower anyone to express their creativity, regardless of their background or skill level.
Well said. Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the amazing potential of AI to transform the creator economy, the challenges and opportunities it presents, and the importance of using AI ethically and responsibly. But there's still so much more to explore.
Absolutely. This is just the tip of the iceberg. As AI continues to evolve, we can expect to see even more innovative tools and strategies emerge.
Right.
And I can't wait to see what creators do with them.
Me neither. It's an exciting time to be a creator, and I'm confident that AI is going to play a huge role in shaping the future of creativity.
I agree.
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a quick break. When we come back, we'll be diving into some specific examples of how creators are using AI to boost their careers and make a real impact. Stick around, you won't want to miss this.
It's going to be good. You know what's really fascinating to me about this whole AI revolution? It's not just about individual creators making cool stuff. It's also about how AI is changing the whole dynamic between creators and their audiences.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
Well, think about how much data is out there,
Oh, yeah.
about what people like, what they watch, what they share.
Uh-huh.
AI can analyze all of that
Right.
and help creators tailor their content to specific niches and even individual preferences.
So it's like taking that whole idea of knowing your audience to like a whole new level. You're not
Right.
just guessing anymore.
Right.
You're using hard data
Exactly.
to create content that's almost guaranteed to resonate.
Imagine a musician using AI to analyze what kind of music their fans are listening to on Spotify.
That's a great example.
Then they could use that data to create new songs or even personalized versions of their existing music that would appeal to each individual listener.
Wow, that's like next level personalization.
It is.
It's like creating a custom-made experience for every fan.
Exactly.
But wouldn't that be so time-consuming?
That's where the magic of AI comes in.
Okay.
It can automate a lot of the heavy lifting.
Right.
So creators can focus on the creative side of things,
Yeah.
while the AI handles the data crunching and the personalization.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So you're saying that AI could help creators build even stronger connections with their audiences by creating content that's perfectly aligned with their tastes and interests.
Precisely. And that's not all. AI can also help creators identify new audiences they might not have even considered before.
How does that work?
Well, let's say you're a filmmaker who's always made documentaries about nature.
Okay.
AI could analyze your films and identify patterns
Mm-hmm.
in the visuals, the music, the narration style. Then it could compare those patterns to other types of content and find audiences who might be interested in your work, even if they don't typically watch nature documentaries.
That's incredible. It's like AI is breaking down those traditional genre barriers
Exactly.
and helping creators connect with people who might never have found them otherwise.
Right, and that's a huge win for both creators and audiences.
Okay, I'm sold on the audience connection aspect.
Good.
But let's get back to the money for a second.
Okay.
We've talked about a few ways creators can monetize AI.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the less obvious ways people are making a living with these tools?
One interesting trend is the emergence of AI-powered coaching and consulting.
Okay.
Creators who have mastered certain AI tools are offering their expertise to other creators,
Okay.
helping them learn the ropes and maximize their use of AI.
So it's like if you're really good at using Midjourney to create mind-blowing art,
Right,
you could teach other artists how to do the same.
exactly. And there's a growing demand for this kind of coaching.
Uh,
Because as more and more creators adopt AI, there's a need for people who can help them navigate the complexities and get the most out of these tools.
It's like any new technology, there's a learning curve. And those who master it first have a real advantage.
Right, and that advantage can translate into a very lucrative business.
For sure. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground about how creators are using AI in really cool ways.
We have.
But let's be honest, not everyone's going to be an instant success just because they start using AI.
Right.
What are some of the challenges or roadblocks that creators might face?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is simply keeping up with the pace of innovation.
Oh yeah, it's moving so fast.
The field of AI is evolving so rapidly that it can be hard to stay on top of the latest tools and techniques.
It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Exactly, and that can lead to a sense of overwhelm
Oh, for sure.
and even paralysis for some creators.
So how do you avoid getting sucked into that vortex of AI overload?
I think it's important to be strategic and focus on the tools and techniques that are most relevant to your specific goals.
Right.
Don't try to learn everything at once.
Yeah.
Pick one or two areas to focus on and really master those before moving on to something else.
That's good advice. It's like learning a new language. You wouldn't try to learn every word in the dictionary at once. You'd start with the basics and gradually build your vocabulary.
Exactly, and the same principle applies to learning AI.
That makes sense. But let's say you've mastered a few AI tools and you're feeling confident.
Okay.
What are some other challenges that might pop up?
One challenge that a lot of creators face is the issue of quality control.
I can see that.
Just because you can generate a ton of content with AI doesn't mean it's all going to be good.
Yeah, it's tempting to think of AI as a magic solution, but ultimately it's still up to the creator
Right.
to make sure the output is high quality and meets their standards.
Exactly, and that requires a discerning eye and a willingness to edit and refine the AI's output.
So it's not just about generating content, it's
Correct.
about curating it as well.
Exactly, and that curation process is crucial for maintaining your brand and ensuring that you're putting out work that you're proud of.
Okay, quality control. Got it. What else?
Another challenge is the issue of originality.
Uh-huh.
With so many people using AI tools, there's a risk of creating content that feels generic or derivative.
It's like that old saying, if everyone's super, no one is.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
it's more important than ever for creators to find ways to infuse their work with their own unique voice and style.
But how do you do that when you're using tools that are designed to automate and standardize certain aspects of the creative process?
Well, I think it starts with understanding the limitations of the tools.
Okay.
AI can be great for generating ideas and providing a starting point, but it's up to the creator to take those raw materials and shape them into something that's truly their own.
So it's like AI is the paintbrush, but you're still the artist.
Exactly. You need to bring your own vision, your own experiences, your own emotions to the table.
That makes sense. But I imagine it can be tough to resist the temptation to just let the AI do all the work, especially when you're under pressure to produce content quickly.
It definitely takes discipline,
Yeah.
but I think it's worth it because ultimately the most successful creators are the ones who can find that sweet spot between leveraging the power of AI and retaining their own creative autonomy.
Hmm. Okay, so we've talked about the challenges, but let's end on a positive note. What are you most excited about when it comes to the future of AI and creativity?
I'm really excited about the potential for AI to democratize creativity, to give everyone access to the tools and resources they need to express themselves.
You mean like how AI can make it easier for people who might not have traditional artistic skills to create music, art, or even write stories?
Exactly. Imagine a world where anyone with a story to tell or a song in their heart can bring it to life, regardless of their background or technical expertise.
That's a beautiful vision, and I think AI has the power to make it a reality.
I agree, and I think we're already starting to see that happen. With more and more AI-powered tools becoming available to the general public.
It's like AI is breaking down those old barriers of entry and making the world of creativity more inclusive and accessible.
Exactly. And that's something to be truly excited about.
Well, this has been an incredibly insightful conversation. I feel like I've learned so much about the ways AI is shaping the creator economy,
Me too.
but I'm sure our listeners are eager to hear some real-world examples of how creators are actually using AI to achieve their goals. So when we come back after the break, we'll dive into some specific case studies that showcase the amazing things that are happening at the intersection of AI and creativity. Stay tuned.
It's going to be good.
Welcome back to the deep dive. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling super inspired after that last segment, hearing about how creators are using AI to connect with their audience in totally new ways, build businesses, and even make creativity accessible to more people. It's pretty mind-blowing, but let's get even more specific. You've included some amazing case studies in this research material. I'm dying to hear about some real-world examples of creators using AI to really level up their work.
Let's do it. One story that really grabbed my attention was about this musician who is really struggling to break through the noise on platforms like Spotify and Apple Music.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine. It's so saturated out there. What do they do?
Well, they were already creating great music, but they weren't really getting much traction. So they decided to experiment with some AI-powered music marketing tools
Okay.
to analyze listener data and identify new audiences who might be interested in their sound.
So instead of just hoping that their music would magically find the right ears,
Right.
they use data to figure out exactly who those ears belong to. That's smart.
Right. And it worked. They discovered that their music was actually appealing to a demographic they hadn't even considered before.
Oh.
Armed with this knowledge, they adjusted their whole marketing strategy using AI to target these new listeners with ads and even create personalized playlists.
So they used AI to not only find their audience, but to tailor their marketing, to actually resonate with that specific group that's way more targeted than just blasting out generic ads to everyone.
Exactly. And the results were pretty impressive. Their streams and downloads skyrocketed. They started getting booked for bigger gigs, and they even landed a licensing deal for one of their songs to be used in a TV commercial.
Talk about a success story. That's a perfect example of how AI can help level the playing field for creators who maybe don't have the resources of a major label or a huge marketing team behind them. But what about writers? How are authors using AI to find success?
There's this really fascinating case study about a novelist who was having a lot of trouble finishing her latest book.
Oh, yeah.
She was totally stuck in a rut, feeling super uninspired, and the deadlines were looming.
Oof. Yeah, I've been there.
So she decided to try using an AI writing assistant to help her break through the block.
You know, I've heard mixed things about AI writing tools for novelists. Some authors swear by them, while others worry about losing their voice or becoming too reliant on the technology. What was this author's experience like?
She was a little hesitant at first, but she found that the AI tool was actually incredibly helpful in sparking new ideas and helping her develop her characters more fully.
Okay.
She stressed that she didn't let the AI write the story for her,
Right.
but she used it more as like a brainstorming partner
Yeah.
and a way to overcome those moments of creative paralysis.
So it was more like having an AI co-pilot, not an AI ghostwriter. That makes sense. Did it help her finish the book?
It did, not only did she finish the book ahead of schedule,
Wow.
but it also got picked up by a major publisher and became a bestseller.
No way.
She credits the AI tool with helping her get unstuck and unlock her creative potential.
Another AI win, but writing a book and getting it published is just the first hurdle. How are authors using AI to market their books and reach readers in a world that's overflowing with content?
That's where things get really interesting. There's a growing trend of authors using AI to create personalized marketing campaigns for their books. Imagine receiving an email from an author that not only recommends their latest book, but also explains why it's a perfect match for your specific reading preferences
Oh, wow. Okay, that would totally grab my attention.
based on your past purchases or reviews.
It's like having a personal book concierge who knows exactly what I'm looking for. How is that even possible?
AI can analyze tons of data about readers, their favorite genres, authors, themes, even their writing style preferences,
Wow.
and then use that information to create highly targeted marketing messages that are much more likely to actually convert into sales.
So it's not just about reaching more people, it's about reaching the right people with the right message at the right time. It's like AI is taking all the guesswork out of book marketing.
Exactly, and that's a game changer for authors who are often working with very limited budgets and time and food. AI can help them compete with the big publishing houses by giving them the tools to reach their ideal readers directly.
This is also fascinating. It feels like AI is not only changing how creators create, but also how they connect with their audience, market their work, and build these sustainable careers. But let's zoom out for a second and talk about the bigger picture. What are some of the long-term implications of AI in the creator economy?
One of the most significant implications is the potential for increased accessibility and diversity in creative fields. AI can lower the barriers to entry for people who might not have access to traditional education resources, or even the physical ability to create certain types of art.
That's a really powerful point. So AI could empower people who were previously excluded from creative fields to share their unique voices and perspectives with the world. That's a huge step towards a more inclusive and representative creative landscape.
I agree. And as AI technology becomes even more sophisticated and accessible,
Hmm.
I think we're going to see this explosion of creativity from people of all walks of life, backgrounds, and abilities.
That's such an exciting thought. But with all this talk about the potential of AI, we also need to acknowledge the potential risks and challenges. What are some of the things we need to be mindful of as AI becomes more integrated into the creator economy?
One crucial consideration is the potential for bias in AI algorithms. If these algorithms are trained on data that reflects existing societal biases, they could perpetuate or even amplify those biases in the creative works they help produce.
So it's important for creators to be aware of the data that's being used to train these AI tools and to use them critically and thoughtfully and not just blindly.
Absolutely. And it's equally important to ensure that AI doesn't lead to a homogenization of creativity. We don't want to end up in a world where all art, music, and writing starts to sound and look the same because it's all being generated by similar algorithms.
Right, we need to make sure that AI is enhancing and expanding human creativity, not limiting it or stifling it. But ultimately, I'm optimistic. I think that as long as we use AI as a tool to augment our own creativity, not replace it, the possibilities are endless.
I agree. AI is a powerful force that has the potential to revolutionize the creator economy in ways we can only begin to imagine. But at the end of the day, it's up to us, the human creators, to harness that power responsibly and ethically, and to use it to create a more vibrant, diverse, and inspiring world.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on. This has been a truly deep dive into the world of AI and the creator economy. And I feel like we've only just scratched the surface. It's an exciting, challenging, constantly evolving landscape. And I, for one, can't wait to see what the future holds. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and we'll see you next time.
I'll see you later.